Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kayla and this is where we talk all about project management. On today's episode, I am going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you the story of my channel and how it came to be, sort of like my channel's origin story. So here we go. I started my channel back in 2020 and I was recently laid off. I had been working as a startup project manager at a tech startup, and in February of 2020, unfortunately, we ran out of money and we had to close the doors. So there I was looking for a job, and we all know what happened just a few weeks later in March. The pandemic struck and there we all were, just sort of frozen, and I was unemployed and looking for a job. And so as I was looking for a job, I knew I wanted to be a startup project manager. I knew that that was the work that I wanted to do. I loved project management and I loved working in startup. I had worked with a couple of different startups at that point. I had worked with a startup that had ultimately achieved the dream and sold, and then I had worked with startups that had made mistakes and had some failures. And so I felt like I had a really good idea of the type of work that was required in startup, what it really took to make a startup successful. And I understood how project management helped with all of that and what project management's place was and all of that. So I really wanted to be a startup project manager. And as I was looking for jobs, I went through hundreds and hundreds of job descriptions. I started applying and going through interviews. And what I noticed is that the job descriptions were awful. First of all, they all said things like you must be able to wear all the hats and you have to be comfortable operating in ambiguity. And they were super unclear, like very unclear. And if I hadn't worked in startup, then I probably would have no idea what was expected. And as I got into the application process and got into interviews with people, I realized that a lot of these people that were running the companies also didn't know what they wanted out of their project managers. They didn't know how it would help them, but they felt like they needed a project manager. But everything was just so unclear. So as I was going through this process, I was like, this is crazy. You know what? I'm going to compare some of these project manager job descriptions to other project manager jobs out there that are like for more enterprise type companies. So I started comparing the job descriptions and I recognized that there were a lot of differences between the two, a lot of differences between what we want out of a project manager in a startup environment versus a project manager in a more enterprise structured environment. And while there are overlaps in terms of what we do in project management, there's like a clear difference between the type of person that we're looking for. So I found this to be really interesting. And I started doing some research. I was like, okay, what sort of project management resources are out there to help with the startup project manager, to help the startup project manager understand how to do their job successfully, what the expectations are, etc. So I started looking and I couldn't really find anything. I was finding a lot of things at this time about product management because it was becoming super hot. I found a lot of stuff about startups and how to be a startup CEO and all of this sort of thing, but I didn't really find anything around the startup project manager. Of course, there's a ton of stuff about project management, but not startup project managers. And the skill set that I was seeing that was required for these startup project managers was so specific. So I thought, you know what? I have some time on my hands here. Why don't I start a blog? Because I feel like I have this unique perspective. I've been through this a few times. I know how to do this. What if I share it with other people? Like there's a ton of these startup project manager jobs out there. So there must be a lot of people who are searching for this kind of job. Maybe this is their first job in startup. They could probably use some help. They could probably use some support. So I was like, I'm going to start a blog. So I started a blog and I was writing about project management, writing about my insights, writing about some of the things that I had learned. And I was really loving that. And then I had a friend who was like, you should add video to that to supplement your blog. And I was like, that's a good idea. I have no idea how to do that. At the time, I didn't use YouTube. I didn't watch YouTube. The only time I ever used YouTube was like if I Googled something and a video came up that looked like it would be helpful to like understand how to fix my toilet or something like that. Like, that was the extent of me with YouTube. I also had no idea how to create a video. And if you look back on my original videos, it's all like one take because I didn't know how to edit them. I had really bad lighting. I had really bad sound. I was just taking a video of myself talking and posting it on YouTube and saying, okay, well, we'll just see where this goes. So that's what I did. I took the video, and aside from my one friend who encouraged me to do this, I didn't tell anyone else about my YouTube channel. I didn't broadcast it to my friends and family, nobody, because I felt, I guess at the time, I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I was just sort of enjoying making the videos and feeling like I was helping people. So I put the videos out there, and every time I got a subscriber, I was like, ooh, this person must actually want to watch me, because I'm not putting it out there and asking for subscribers, which I realize now that's not how you grow in social media. But this is how I was growing. So I put my videos out there, and every time I got a subscriber, I was like, ooh, this is cool. Somebody actually finds value. Then I started having people reach out to me and ask me for advice, ask me for help with a project. I got some of my first clients through some of the very first YouTube videos that I produced, simply because they were like, nobody else is talking about this. No one else, it's like I look up project management and I find all of this formalized stuff, but I don't find anyone who has actually been a project manager for like a lean team or a startup and has this unique perspective. So I really felt like I was onto something, and I continued producing the videos. Obviously, I still produce the videos. I took a short hiatus there for a while, but this is something that I absolutely love. It is something that I am very happy to share with the world. I love to help people. This is why I'm always asking you, how can I help you? What questions do you have for me? Because this is 100% why I have this channel. And if I can help someone, anyone, who is in a similar position as I was when I first started out in project management and really didn't know what I was doing and was confused, etc., it really fills me up and it makes my day. So I am being completely genuine when I'm asking you, how can I help you? And I want to help you. I want to continue helping. So let me know what video topics you're interested in. Let me know, like, what are some of the challenges that you're experiencing in project management? What are some of your struggles? What are some things that you could really use some conversation around? So that's it. That's the story. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you next time. Bye.